One frame at a time, T. One frame at a time. Last night, Terrace was currently streaming on Amazon. It was directed by Jamie Nash, who helped produce VHS 2, Electric Found Footage, Madness Boogaloo. My goddamn Christ. That Indonesian death cult tape still sticks out in my mind, and he's been involved in other projects as well. Check out his IMDb page for the full list of his work. This was written by Adam Cesare, and the story was done by Jenna St. John, which honestly sounds like a name way too snooty to be involved in this. It's like she should be involved in Agatha Christie mysteries. No, in all seriousness, just couldn't help but make that joke. It's always good when people are getting more work and continuing to grow their careers. So, Last Night at Terrace Lanes takes place at a soon-to-be decommissioned bowling alley. You have a character named Kennedy, who's played by Francesca Capaldi, and she is a bright young lady that is with someone named Tess, Mia Ray Roberts, and there's a couple douchey guys, well, one in particular named Cody. And yeah, it's a date from hell, and she does have ties to this particular bowling alley. Kennedy, that is. It's her dad. Her dad runs the damn thing. That's not really a spoiler, because they show it right in, well, pretty much in the first few minutes. And everything's not really going all that great. Bruce, played by Ken Arnold, not of Hey Arnold fame, is trying to basically rebuild his relationship with his daughter. We get a few things sprinkled in through quite a bit of exposition at weird times, but nevertheless, they must all fight for their lives when a cult of mathletes, no, really, that's what they're called, are bound determined to carry out a ritual and then ascend to paradise. It's like if Jim Jones had a goddamn cult and it was run by an idiot that thought he was Jeff Jones. Or Jim Jones. Not Judge Jeff Jones, because he actually was in ECW. Let's just continue with the fact that basically this is marketed as a comedy horror and is a 75-minute movie. And that's nice. You can have a nice breezy movie with a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of blood, and some characters just running around and basically paying homage to 80s horror movies. And that's kind of what this does with the synth opening, some of the synth music, and the bowling alley setting, and that's fine. One location shoots aren't the worst things in the world. So, how is it? Well, was the humor in the room with us at any point? Because I didn't laugh one damn bit, and while I recognize this is breezy, and I'm sure everybody had fun making it, it was only horrifying that this basically had elements of decent ideas that were basically stamped into the goddamn ground, and this, somehow at 75 minutes, felt stretched the fuck out. It wasn't nearly as annoying to me as Kids vs. Aliens. That actually wasted even more of a potentially fun premise. This at least had a somewhat breezy nature at times, but the characters were all monumentally stupid, and they were barely one-dimensional. Some of them were barely characters. And yes, when you have a 75-minute movie, you only have so much time to establish characters before you have to go full blood-soaked crazy. The thing is, though, is none of the violence registers, not even on a comedic level. And the villain is one of the worst goddamn villains, and I guess maybe that's the point, but if the joke was supposed to be that every character is silly, they were silly for the wrong reason. So I'm not saying don't watch this, I'm saying just don't have high expectations. I give credit to the cast for having fun, and I'm sure everybody had fun making it. But yeah, I'm sorry, this did not work for me at all. And there's not really anything to spoil, but I'm going to talk about a few things that people might not want to know about. So check it out on Amazon if you have an Amazon Prime subscription. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, spoilers. Let's just go right here. So yeah, the bowling alley's last night in operation. Bruce has run the whole damn thing for a while. Well, I mean, he has his boss, Cheryl, who makes like 2 appearances in this goddamn thing. Yeah, we see a character named Dove, played by Christopher Walker, who is essentially talking about Ascension. We need to do, not the group Ascension, not the tag team Ascension, Victor and Connor. That's a deep cut reference for NXT fans. But, yeah, Tess and Kennedy, they meet. Obviously, there are feelings between them. If you have a problem with LGBTQ people just living as they are, by the way, fuck you. You don't fucking deserve to have any goddamn happiness if you're not going to accept people being happy. If you can't accept that, there is something wrong with you. They're just people trying to live, and they've existed a lot longer than a lot of people want to admit. Off my soapbox, back to the movie. I I did like the bowling alley setting, at least. It kind of reminded me of one that was in town before they renovated it. I don't know why they renovated it, because that bowling alley was a dive. But that being said, fun memories there. And yes, there are some talk, or is some talk in English between later Bruce and Kennedy about, the memories that they had there. They were a team called the Lucky Strikers. Kennedy does not reveal that she actually had anything to do or any association with this place. So yeah, the whole thing with Tess doesn't get off to the best foot. There's a super annoying character named Cody. And whatever. So yeah. Quickly, the Mathletes arrive. They have watches synced for the perfect time. When they kill everybody, then they will sacrifice and they will ascend. Remember that. So, yeah, there's a side character named Star, played by Jessenia Rebecca Beaumont, not related to Hugh Beaumont, I don't think. She has like a little back alley deal with some guy in a costume, some goof in a costume, getting fucked in a costume, whatever, however you get down, I don't care. And then she gets killed by the guy in the costume. Basically, every character just ends up, like 80% of the people just end up getting killed. And it seems almost like some people get killed twice, because I know there were some extras. I didn't think there were that many extras, but nevertheless. The doors are chained. Tess and Kennedy end up in a particular separate room, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. This is after they do a little bit of flirting about holding the bowling ball and everything and picking up like a bowling ball. And that would be painful. Oh yes, and once Cody pisses off Bruce, Cheryl calls him to the goddamn office and says, "Cool off here, drink." And he's drinking and not paying attention to the madness taking place on the security cameras. The violence breaks out in the sense that blood splatters fly, but there's not really anything going on. Bruce and Kennedy must come up with a plan, and there was actually kind of one funny moment where, a bowling ball was thrown and it bounced between two guys, because fuck physics. I mean, why not? Tess ends up getting left in a room because Kennedy's like, I need to go find my dad. She finds her dad and, talks on a walkie-talkie. Then he says he has a few Twix up his sleeve. This movie could have afforded a sponsorship with Twix. That's mean. I'm sorry, but this movie annoyed me because it just wasted the potential. It was supposed to be breezy and fun, and it just wasted a potentially fun premise by just not being funny or good. Nevertheless, I wish nothing but the best for the cast and crew. And yeah, it's the final transformation, basically. Once you get all these bodies and everything and cut out their brains and pile their bodies up and do all this, it's great. Well, Cody then ends up trying to make a deal. Basically, there's 3 people left, and then they kill him once they find out the names. So he's like, find them all, murder them all, go! God, this acting, good lord. Sorry, just sorry. But when it's not good, I have to point out. So, yes, bowling has a dark ritualistic past, according to a few throwaway lines by Bruce. Him and Kennedy share some memories, and also the fact that he was a heavy drinker. Didn't have a lot of motivation, that's why the mother left him, I guess. I mean, I don't really care. They somehow managed to get to a room where there's a motherfucking chainsaw, so come and get it. But can't use those weapons, can't alert the people, but what they can do is get bolt cutters and cut their way out of the chain doors. And then they set a guy on fire with fireworks. And then they have to get Tess, because Tess broke out of that room, got into a bathroom, but didn't put the tile back, and they spotted her, and there you are. She gets captured. They being Bruce and Kennedy, try to fake being cultists in these tracksuits and these masks. But they get found out. The sad thing is there are so many characters that are so idiotic, it's hard to really keep track of them. But Bruce is going to do something. He's going to kill Tess, and then everybody else is going to die or whatever. He's going to do it to save his daughter. But then he hits a button, and then all the pins start going. And then instead of just axing the guy's head off right there, he delays, waits, all the cultists surround him, and then their watches beep, and then they all end their lives. And then he cuts the he cuts Dove's head off. It's like biting the head off a chicken. Or whatever. And everything's fine. Look, I know movies are supposed to be fun, and I didn't absolutely hate this, but I didn't like it at all. I wish something but the best for the cast, though. It wasn't good. Sorry, bad. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Wentland. I'll see you soon.